Here is a Roadshow driver board, MPU, soundboard, and also the Fliptronics board here as well. So the driver board had been totally recapped. Somebody had went through and replaced all the 15,000 UF capacitors, and in doing so had pulled quite a few through holes. We had two here at C5, and then also one here at C11, and then all four here on the goodness, I forget the capacitor numbers because I never deal with those. Either way, both of those had both of the through holes, and then I believe two here as well. We had also replaced C4 and C2. We've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Sorry, 9 .156 headers here on the board. And I'm not sure if I mentioned we replaced C2. Trying to think of what else we had. The 1N5401 blocking diode has been installed, and I believe that does it there for the driver board. Or no, we did have a missing fuse here in the GI, so that's been replaced. Over here on the MPU, we've got a new 0.156 power input header. The filter capacitor had already been replaced, but we did install a voltage watchdog, or 4.27 volt watchdog here. Fliptronics board, total of 2 capacitors, so a 100 UF, 100 volt, and then also the 100 UF power input filter. The middle left flipper hold was not working, and so what that ended up being was Q5 here, which is a TIP 102, which I have installed a new one here on the board. And the soundboard here, we had a severed trace here on the bottom of one of the speaker outputs. So that's been repaired. We've got 2 new, what are these, 10,000 UF capacitors here, and then also a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 1 UF capacitors, and then a 100 UF power filter capacitor there on the board. And go ahead and get this thing powered up. And we've got everything going here. And we are going to get this message since we are not inside of a pinball machine. And I need to replace some of these switches here on my test rig. These switches are not holding up so well through the abuse that I put them through. But first test we're going to do is the switch test. So we are just going through, testing both rows and columns diagonally there through the circuit. And then also the coin door switches. Solenoid test. And that is a motor as to why that one powers on for a little bit longer. And general illumination. Sorry. Let me back out of that and go back into it. I pressed the wrong button. There we go. So it'll test each strand, and then the last 2 bulbs are together. GI is working properly, dimming as it should. And sound test.
Where's my paycheck? Now that's pinball. Game over, baby!
Chicago. Back to work. Who, me?
Alright. And lamp test. The lamps are working properly. And that is my display board there. But you can test the flippers, so I have both the right and left linked to the right flipper, and then also the upper flippers linked to the left flipper there. As you can see, all of those are working, including all of the holds as well. And it was the middle left hold there that was not functioning properly. But there's all of the flippers and everything else working here on these boards, and these are 100% good to go. And I'll go ahead and get the other driver board connected here to the bench and get that tested here for you as well. Here's the GI on the other driver board, and as you can see, the GI is not dimming. So we've got something going on in the zero cross section, which I had noticed here. Somebody had pulled this before and made some jumpers on the backside, so let's take a closer look, and I'll be back with this on the driver board back on the bench. And so just going over this here, we did replace both the eyelets here on, what is this, C30, and we removed the jumpers from the back side of the board and stitched the missing traces here and added a SIP socket there. Replaced 9.156 headers here throughout the board, so the ACN, and then also the 12 volts, and then added the 1N5401 blocking diode here as well. And we've got GI and lamp matrix, and let's go ahead and get into test. And let's do general illumination. And we are back in business there with that. And go into solenoid test. Solenoids are working. And let's see, the flashers on the Roadshow are actually on the aux, or on the 8 driver board. And that concludes the test here for this driver board. So we are 100% good to go. I will go ahead and get these packaged up and sent back to you. Thank you so much.